Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
He is a comic book nerd.
In brightest day and darkest night. We can learn a lot from comics.
She is a reality TV junkie.
No idea.
Snooki had her baby. A dollar makes me holla.
Chris likes sci-fi.
They do a brain transplant into this whole new body, but it's you.
Kristen likes celebrity gossip.
Breaking news.
Oh, more breaking news?
Official. Official. Before it was just a rumor. These two, our pets, moved back in together.
What do they have in common? Nothing. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
Now, here's Chris and Kristen.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen. We're back. You
Thank
can't
you for
get rid of
coming
us.
back.
You will never get rid of us.
I lost my babysitter, so if you hear my daughter in the background, I didn't lose my babysitter. But my babysitter's not babysitting anymore. So if you hear my daughter can run back and forth in the background, I apologize. I'm doing everything I can to keep her distracted. I'm putting Yo Gabba Gabba. I have all her favorite toys over there. I even put my cell phone over there. French fries, chocolate.
Jeez, father of the year right here. Go juice.
Don't interrupt Daddy when he's recording.
Leave Daddy alone.
So,
the
I
big
guess
topic,
first and foremost, I guess, and
we didn't
Kristen
even
and I
discuss it.
totally
we just
didn't
know what it is.
Speak before the show.
Unfortunately,
is the shooting, the tragedy in Connecticut, Sandy Hook.
When it first came out, the day when they first started recording it, I was just kind of watching it. I'm just kind of listening. And then all of a sudden I just burst into tears. I was like, this is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was, and then I've been kind of following up and I'm just like, this is just so sad. It's so sick and so sad.
Yeah, it's one of those things now. I could have sworn the other day when they were doing that 12-12-12 concert.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's just me or maybe my imagination. I think they even covered Sandy Hook as one of the places that was affected because they were right by the water. So,
it could be one of them.
So, then to hear this tragedy, and it's, to be honest with you, and I'm the kind of person, I don't watch the news. Mm-hmm. I generally don't. And I couldn't. I can't, because I know you already could see in your head where all this is going and what they're going to talk about and all the talking heads. And I found out about it because people started talking about it on Facebook.
Yeah, right. It's all over.
My roommate
really miss it.
My roommate watches the news around the time I make dinner.
So you hear it, yeah.
The TV's on. I can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it. It's everywhere.
And, like I said, I haven't even been watching TV. But I can see my own friends post, they're interviewing kids and, the kids, kids that were traumatized by all this. And
new stuff pops up, every minute on Yahoo News there when I just click and read stories here and there. It is so, it's just.
I can't, I don't even.
It's so sad and I
watching
guess
news
earlier.
For me, it's only going to make it worse.
Right. It was. I was just watching a story and then I was so overwhelmed. I was I didn't expect it. Suddenly I was oh my God. It was just the images. I mean, and it was just images of people running and kids and them all in a line coming out. And it was just oh my God, they're 6.
Yeah.
It was between the ages of 5 and 10 or something.
Yeah, it was all
school.
Yeah.
They're little kids. It was so sad. But, and I guess earlier I read the other day that it hasn't really been breaking news or big news because it didn't happen. But hours before the Connecticut shooting, a high school kid was arrested in Oklahoma for a plot to shoot up his high school and he was recruiting students. And he was arrested in time. Somebody must have turned him in, one of the kids. But what the F is going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I mean, thank God that was caught soon enough. This obviously wasn't. And I guess he killed his mother, who was at the house.
We're talking about the kid in Connecticut.
The kid in Connecticut. Yeah, in Oklahoma, he didn't kill anybody. It was just the plot. Mm-hmm. So the one in Adam Lanza is the name. That's
the first time I'm even hearing his name.
Yeah. Well, he had his brother's ID on him. Uh-huh. So his brother's name came out first. And everybody was looking for him, and he was no, it's not me, I was at work. And he was in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Parents divorced, him and his dad live in New Jersey, and so the brother's been cooperating with the police. He said he hasn't, spoken to his brother in 2 years, so there's no tie there. But but this kid, Adam, I guess lived with his mom, shot his mom at home multiple times in the head. So it wasn't just like one time. So it was multiple times. And I guess the mom was like a gun enthusiast. So the mom taught him how to shoot for, so he had all these nice guns from his mother. So so far I haven't heard a motive.
Now being, like I've mentioned before, I was raised in a house with guns.
Yeah.
My father taught me and my brother how to use the gun.
Just like this mother.
He left a gun on top of the refrigerator on purpose. So in case something happened, we would quote unquote defend the homestead. But you also have to, when you're taking that kind of responsibility, you also have to keep in mind the mental
frame of mind you're in.
Yeah, the person that you're teaching this to. Now, me and my brother were like, luckily I would like to think me and my brother were stable enough in the head. But there was one time where
here we go.
My brother is a teenager. My brother goes to my dad, I'm going to kill myself. And my father sits him down with the gun and says, look, if you're going to blow your brains out, make sure you hold the gun at an angle really blow your brains out.
Child Protective Service would be all over that shit today.
You don't want to shoot straight up and have the bullet ricochet off your skull and you're just brain dead.
That's nice.
If you're going to kill yourself, do it right.
Do it right.
But,
but I guess,
it's just a whole different day and age now.
Yeah. And I guess this kid was, from what other people have said about him, just kind of like a loner, but one of those borderline geniuses, like really smart. And he was into computers, so they're all so he had multiple computers, so they're of course investigating those to see if there's anything. But so far no motives come out, but I think he was just one of those loners, just really smart. So, but other than that, they don't know any mental health issues.
He was 20, right?
Yeah.
So, 12 years ago, he was 8. So he was like 8 when Columbine happened.
Right, yeah.
So he was alive. I'm just trying to do the math of how old he was. I mean, of course, there's been several tragedies since then.
Yeah.
But
so far
that's the one
they're
that
still investigating the motive there.
Comes up when people think about a school shooting.
Right. So I guess so he went in. Unfortunately, he broke into the school. Kind of. There's the buzzer, so he forced his way in. And then went into the couple of classrooms there or whatever. And I guess today I just read that a 6-year-old who was actually in one of the classrooms played dead. Unfortunately, was covered in blood. Played dead, and the cops, when they were, in the room was there, found her. So I thought that was pretty smart of her. I mean, to just lay down and just...
Yeah, they, now my stepson...
She's gonna have a lot of issues later on, but...
All those kids. All
so
the kids.
Ridiculous. Oh, so sad.
Just everyone who went to that school. My stepson, he's 9 years old, and even before this, and I haven't, actually, today is his first day back, because we're recording this on Monday. He had told me in the past they do run drills where the teacher closes the door to the room and the kids put all their heads down and be quiet.
Oh,
and it's all about.
We used to do that in high school. What was it called? I kind of called it a lockdown, but we didn't have to put our heads on the thing.
Lockdown. I think he just said you have to sit down and.
Yeah, it's for if an intruder comes in, and usually in high school they would have the cops come in with the dogs. It would be the drug.
The drug dog.
Yeah, so they call it a lockdown, and that's for in case somebody comes in. But we didn't. Well, I guess for little kids, they'd probably have you put your heads down.
Yeah, I think
but it was you couldn't leave the room. The doors closed, nobody's in the hall.
The doors closed, everyone has to be quiet.
Yeah.
And that's what he told me, that they run drills like that. I never had a drill like that.
I wonder now that I'm thinking about it, because when it kind of came in play, I wonder if it was after Columbine.
Yeah.
When suddenly, because you probably would have been out of school.
Yeah, I mean, I was out of elementary school in 91, so.
Yeah, because I don't remember doing it as a little kid. I remember doing it in high school, probably right after Columbine is probably when it came into play.
Okay, yeah.
I wonder
after
if
Columbine, I guess the teachers run this drill now.
Yeah, the lockdown or whatever. But during that time in high school, every now and then one of the lockdowns would be the police would come in with the dogs and do the try, and certain people would be called down to the office later for having something in there. But yeah, we used to do the lockdowns.
Sparky come down to
the Sparky
principal's office.
There was, the dog really sniffed out your locker today.
The kids are the hippies.
Yeah.
Will Sky and River come down to the principal's office?
So that was definitely, I'm thinking that's around after Columbine.
Yeah.
When we
started doing it. We had fire drills.
I don't remember as a little kid doing that ever. I just remember, 8th grade on up I was doing. That was probably
99.
around.
Damn, that shows you the huge difference in age. Because in 99, I was working in a prison.
Yeah, 7th grade I was in.
Holy shit.
I was a baby.
I was a correctional officer in Pennsylvania. I was working that day. I was working overtime, and all the inmates were on the unit on 4/20, 1999, where I just remember usually on the units we would turn off the TV, but all the inmates were like begging me, "Yo, CO, could you?" Because it was like breaking story in the morning, so I let them leave the TV on, and from their. This is like, like a unit where the guys would lock in. I guess if you remember like the layout of an Oz where the TV was in a centralized area. So if you were in certain cells, you can still see the TV. And other guys some guys were like at an angle. You see the guys like pressed against that like little 2-inch window on the door just so they could see the TV. But hey,
whatever.
Anything that brings you any kind of outside the prison world. Yeah. So I was, shows you the different age. You were in 7th grade. I was a correction officer in Pennsylvania.
I was in school and I remember like people would do the threats then. There was a rise in threats, whether or not. And I remember somebody in our school did a threat, and it ended up being like somebody stupid on a computer at the school, sending it to the principal, like emailing it, and then they eventually got caught. But we all had to leave, and they brought buses, and we all had to sit on the bus, and then we got to go home early, so we were like, all right, it's kind of cool, but let's not blow up the school or anything.
Now, my ex-wife, who was only 4 years younger than me, but she was in high school right after Columbine. And she was kind of like gothic, dark, dark makeup. She went to a Catholic school, so the clothes weren't dark, but dark makeup.
But what she could do dark.
And after Columbine, they sent her to see psychiatrists and stuff. Anybody that was kind of like gothic or weird or like
and that's
someone who was like alienated.
About this one too, Adam Lanza, that he was kind of gothic. Mm-hmm. I mean.
It's more about a weird thing because, of course, I definitely feel for the families. But, growing up in high school, and I don't want to say bullied. Bullied is not the right word, but I was definitely like alienated in school, and I definitely
an outcast.
And I was, and oddly enough, and I've mentioned this before in other shows, I was the coolest of the nerds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I was king of the nerds, but I also hung out with the really cool people. I was like the low man on the totem pole with the cool people.
Yeah.
And the highest on the totem pole with the nerds because I hung out with the cool people.
And in between.
So I was like, but I really, even though I felt more of a connection with the nerds, I didn't, I wasn't part of anybody's world, and I really felt like an outsider. And so, and shit, to this day, I still take medication and shit like that. So,
keep him on his pills.
It's, and trust me, like I said, my heart goes out to all the victims, but shit like this could be avoided. Shit like this,
obviously, like he had some issues. I mean, if people were saying he was a loner, I mean, there must have been some sign. A little sign. Even if it was
all it takes is somebody to listen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I'm pretty sure, like, the hard thing is that they say he's a loner. And
right.
And so it's hard for someone to break that shell.
Because people would say, like, oh, he's a loner. Everybody said he was, like, that borderline genius, very computer smart. Mm-hmm. Kind of like you, Chris. But then some people were like, oh, he was always happy. So, I don't know. Either way,
it takes 2 seconds to listen to somebody.
There must have been like some, even the littlest sign. There must have been something.
Yeah.
Even if he just stayed in his room on all his computers all day, that's kind of a sign. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Come out into the world a little bit.
And it's,
yeah, and I guess some of the funerals are starting today.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. My heart goes out to them. It was just sad just watching it. And of course, they don't show any footage. I mean, grotesque. But just watching some of them, just the footage of them coming out.
My friend who's a cop, like, even the cops breaking down. You see, the cops, like, holding each other because
the cops are saying it's just
how horrible it is. Because, little kids, like, you can't get any more innocent.
Yeah, and I guess multiple shots towards them, too.
Like,
it wasn't just
and I can only imagine, because shots. That's a small town.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a small town.
I'm pretty sure before a situation like this, they probably get nothing.
No, I was going to say nothing.
Like, whoever is the mortician in that area, or, mortician, the person that does the autopsy,
medical examiner.
Yeah, the medical examiner. I'm pretty sure someone like that, it's always like natural causes or something like that.
The usual. Nothing crazy.
Because when it's not natural causes, every one of those bodies has to go technically get an autopsy and medical examined. That's gotta be traumatic for the medical examiner. A bunch of kids in a row. I mean, I know that's your job, but fucking
it's hard on
humanity.
anybody, any human being. That's hard to do.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
And
I guess one of the teachers, they showed a picture of her. She ended up getting killed. She looked like a young, pretty girl. There's a
lot of young people as teachers nowadays.
She now put through all, when she heard the gunshots, whatever, she threw all the kids in like a closet and whatever cupboards, hid them all in the room, and I guess he came in the room and she just said they're all in the gym, all right, and he shot her and he left. Boy. So she saved, I don't know, 10, 15 kids. Okay. I don't know how many kids there were in there, but I mean, she hit them all and just kind of just risked her life right there.
A real hero.
That's just one of the sad things about it, and it grosses me out.
And that's the last place you would think, an elementary school in Connecticut, in a nice part of Connecticut, that's just weird.
And no real, so far no real obvious motive.
Yeah, other than just being someone who needed, someone, who needed mental attention, mental hygiene,
something.
Whatever.
So, unfortunately, that's sad. My heart goes out to them. It is a true tragedy, and I don't know, I hate watching the news.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't even watched the news, and just, I guess, for the lack of a better term, a public service is, if you know somebody in your life that's a little distant, and especially this time of year with the holidays, the holidays are always the most stressful time. The sun goes down at 4:30. People, at least, in New York, I'm pretty sure people listen to other parts of this country, but this time of the year where the sun goes down early, it's colder, people are more inside, they don't really socialize, there's a lot of stress from the holidays. If you know somebody that's...
Check up on them, see what's going on.
Call, and don't,
a simple conversation
anything.
helps.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's things going? The last time I spoke to you, because there are some people,
that can...
had someone reached out to this kid the day before.
Right.
All these people would be alive. So...
And he's probably one of those, I don't know for sure, this is my assumption, that can maybe mask it in person, like out in public, like he's happy.
Oh, yeah.
So even if somebody is happy, maybe they're alone or at home, reach out to them.
Yeah, everybody puts on their mask before they go outside. Everybody, it's always, it just takes 2 seconds to listen to somebody and say, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? And just, make up a fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Just make up some bullshit. Hey, I'm gonna go do something. You want to come out or something like that? It's very, and it is the
easy
quiet ones, it is the people that you wouldn't assume.
That's usually how it is.
People, the most violent, loud people, I'm saying they're already getting the attention.
Right, yeah, trust me, they don't care. I've dealt with a lot of them in the EMT world, and they just want to yell. They're most likely not going to do anything. They just want to yell and be crazy. It's usually the quiet ones who you got to look out for, unfortunately. And it's sad. It's a sad thing that happened. And shall we move on?
Yeah,
because I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's really sad.
Yeah.
But
this is generally I like to think of this as a comedy show, but I don't want to pigeonhole us to any kind of thing.
Especially big news like that.
This is an event, and we've been talking about it for like.
And one thing that
now.
I'm glad is that, not that I'm glad, but it's nice is that they are a small town, and they've all come and united, and have been going to church or having silent vigils. So at least there's support there for them. So that's, it's very hard, but that's nice always to have.
Yeah.
So
and, our hearts go out to the
absolutely
the victims and the families. So what else?
Chlamydia is on the rise in the U.S.
Yeah, you made a post about that. Chlamydia.
Because everybody was putting all these posts up, and I was like, this is just so sad to go on Facebook. And I've just been reading it because I'm like, I can't watch the news on it. It really is just hard. So I've just been reading stories that come up. So one of the stories, headlines came up, was chlamydia on the rise in the U.S. I was like, there's a lighter note. I didn't end up reading it, but I'm not surprised that STDs are on the rise in the U.S.
Well,
especially chlamydia. Now
you were saying before that it was STDs. This was episodes ago. I would say probably
in the nursing homes
about the older people.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering
I wonder if I didn't read the story, so I'm wondering if
it just statistically, just in all in general,
70 and up.
But it's more older people.
Yeah, and chlamydia, if untreated, can make you go crazy, and we don't need those people anymore.
Yeah.
So if it burns when you pee, if you see anything weird down there, get it looked at. Because that shit's on the rise.
I guess, we'll just be, this whole episode is going to be like public service announcements. Get yourself checked out because you can be a carrier and
Not
feel
know
it.
it.
Not
Yeah.
feel it. So if you fuck some sketchy person,
Go your annual visits, okay?
Yeah.
Let's keep ourselves clean.
tell your doctor, look,
Look,
just
don't be
to-
embarrassed. They don't. They just do it.
Just
That's
for
their
yeah,
job.
the doctor.
their
Generally,
job.
doctors don't. Just for the reg, just for your own sake of mind,
Sake of
take an
mind.
STD
Get your
test.
shit
And you know
checked.
what? You could be doing fine. The person that you're fucking could be fooling around.
Right. So let's,
as much as you would love to believe in fidelity and everything like that,
Most of the time, it doesn't exist.
get yourself checked out because your partner may be bringing something home. So when you go for that doctor's appointment,
You make sure you get that
go
shit
get that
done.
blood work. You know
Do
what I'm
what
saying?
you gotta do. That
Get
little
the paper,
swab. Your little pap smear. You're good.
Go get yourself checked out because
We don't need to be.
You
Sex
could be
is fun. We
totally-
don't have to ruin it.
you could be totally faithful. The person you're with could be fucking around.
Yeah.
So
we
you
don't
can
need
be
no
a
dirty
carrier
peenies and
of,
ginies running around. Yeah,
you could be a
some-
carrier of chlamydia and have no idea.
And HPV mostly comes from, like, the guys carry it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you have no symptoms or something. Like, it's not, like, anything to you guys.
Yeah.
And then we get it from the guys. So, another reason why guys are dicks. They transmit HPV. So, public service announcement, go get your, peenies and ginies checked. Speaking of sex, I just read, actually, a story in Australia. This burger company called Burger Urge, I guess it's a big company there. Burger Urge. They have been doing this new advertising on condoms. Now, the condoms look like a matchbook, like a little matchbook, and then you open it, the
You open it,
condoms
yeah.
in there. Yeah. So, and it says on it, their slogan, it's like Burger Urge, get intimate with our new premium beef. And then inside of the condom. I think it's genius.
Yeah,
You know how many condoms are used? Well, hopefully, we hope there's a lot of condoms used. That's what we should,
There's a place on 8th Street. Oh, I forgot the name of the place.
well, you can advertise on the condoms?
Well,
That's
no,
what we should
it
put our
was-
names on. Don't be a
strangers, one
stranger.
When you're with a stranger,
Yeah, when you're
use
with a
this.
stranger. 2 strangers, 1 condom.
Oh, trust me, I've been all over the place with like where we should take this show.
We should put our...
I've kind of gotten a little bit of information and
For advertising?
there's a website, adamandeve.com. So
yeah, I've
they
heard of
sell
it.
like sex toys.
Yeah.
So we may be advertising with them soon. It depends.
That's great.
It depends on what the click and hit people say.
If you want to get our names out there, you got to go for like sex stuff, because sex always sells. So you're
Yeah.
somebody's always gonna see the name there. Or I would say like diet stuff, but what can we do with that? Let's put our name on Slim Fast.
I don't think we can put our name on diet
Because diet
but
stuff
sex
always sells. Yeah, but sex will sell.
Because I do have sex with a lot of sketchy people, so
Yeah,
I do
Chris,
need
get
a
your
Two
shit
Strangers
checked
One.
out. Chris is on the rise with
Strangers One
chlamydia.
podcast,
You're the
but-
reason why the statistics are up.
You take a couple pills, it's gone.
Still staying on the take a couple pills. Still staying on, I guess, the amount of sex trend, I guess, today in the news. Now, hillbilly porn. There's a surge. Record sales have gone up.
Hillbilly porn.
Hillbilly porn.
We do talk a lot about porn on this show,
I know.
even though we're not like a porn show.
This week we are.
Okay, hillbilly
I guess
porn.
because of
That's
because of Honey Boo Boo, Duck Dynasty, and Swamp People. Those shows, hillbilly porn has been on the rise, and they have record number sales.
Now,
this,
being
this
someone
year.
who frequents all the porno
I've never
sites,
seen a hillbilly porn.
I'm curious on what exactly hillbilly porn is because I thought
I guess it's like you're
I thought I was
dressed
right on
up,
top.
maybe
So-
in plaid, flannel, and you look like...
I mean, I guess like
You know,
some
like a-
porns like Edward
missing-
Penis Hands.
Right.
This was like,
I don't know, Chris. I just read the headline, okay? I didn't read
okay.
the story of what they look like.
well, I'm
Maybe
just,
like a
I would
trailer
love
park
to-
porn.
because there's plenty of
Toothless.
hillbilly porn out there that isn't supposed to be hillbilly porn.
I know,
Just
right?
look up
And they
amateur
just
porn.
think it's, like, sexy. They think it's glamorous.
And like I
Maybe
mentioned
like
before, the
paid hillbilly porn.
extralunchmoney.com,
we
where
go.
it's couples,
That's where we gotta get our name on those porn sites.
extralunchmoney.com.
Suddenly I'm involved in the porn business. I'm like, I have no idea how my name got there.
Two Strangers One podcast porn. If we put out a
Would you
porno
stop?
video, we barely hang out. We don't talk to each other. We don't.
Yeah,
but
we're
if we
gonna
did
do
it,
a porn.
It'd be Zach and Mary make a porno,
Yeah, right?
except for the podcast.
Is that the
It would be
podcast?
Kickstarter.
We just want to get our name out there, Dad, okay? Leave us alone.
It's just it's,
Yeah, so because of these new hillbilly porns,
yeah,
or
what the
these
heck is-
hillbilly shows, I guess hillbilly porn is just they're dressed up, toothless, drinking beer. No, like a hillbilly.
That's interesting. Like, I mean,
that's like everyday life for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If they have sex and videotape it, it's hillbilly porn.
Just, you know,
and they can get money for
toothless, you know, like a skinny woman that somehow is fat also. I love that when you see the pornos when there's like, they're skinny, but they still got like rolls.
Yeah, they're like, something's wrong. Something's different.
I love a woman with rolls on her neck.
Yeah.
Get like a, you know, June, the mob on Honey Boo Boo. There's big girl porn.
There's everything porn,
the guys
unfortunately.
600-pound woman, so
the chubby chasers.
So that's interesting. I mean, like I said, just
Chris, I don't know. You're gonna have to look at it.
Porn sites.
You're gonna have to look. Go to hillbillyporn.com.
It's one of those novelty things. Like I said, like a
I'm just telling you what. Yeah.
So I can only imagine here comes.
Oh, you know,
Honey Boom Boom,
Honey Boom Boom.
It's probably some shit like that. We're not saying that's what exists.
What would swamp people
be? Swamp penis.
Semen people.
Swamp
penis.
Fuck Dynasty. There we go. Boom.
Dynasty.
That's a.
Oh my brother now watches that show. He's a hillbilly at heart for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't. I don't know where he comes from, but that's whatever reason.
He's an Italian. That's awesome.
Like he watches all those stupid shows, and so he made me watch it the other day.
Well, also, I mean, just to be fair, he was in the military.
Yeah, and he was out in Utah for a little bit.
You deal with a lot of good old boys in the military.
Oh yeah,
God bless him.
Go fight
I'm
the
not
war.
saying anything against it. I love our good old boys.
Yeah, he knows a lot of people
that
are, and so he hung out with a lot of them. And so he made me watch Duck Dynasty the other day. He's like, you just gotta watch, it's the Christmas episode. So I'm watching it, like the Christmas episode, like it's so great. It was so ridiculous. So the one old guy, they had, the old guy dressed up as an elf and the other one's Santa, and they were at the church and
unfortunately I'm not familiar with the show.
Yeah, neither am I. So the old guy was an elf and they handed out toys for these kids. And they're all stupid toys because the old guy he's the one who had to pick out the toys in the house and just, so he picked out like stuff in like the warehouse, like it was like tape. Like, and one was like a piece of paper and he's like, this is what you grabbed? And he's like, what? Like, so the younger guy was playing Santa trying to tell the story about the owl or about like, you know, the reindeers. And the old guy's like, yeah, it was a long trip. It was a long, hard trip. One of the reindeers had a heart attack. And he's talking to these young kids. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, oh my god. And then Santa's like, no, they're all okay. But I was like, this is the shit that's going on in the world. It was so ridiculous. He's like, yeah, one of them had a heart attack. But the choice that he picked out was ridiculous. Because it came down to where he's like, the Santa's like, okay. Like, he looked in the bag, he's like, one of the girls came up, he's like, never mind, here's a 20. And she got like the best gift out of them all. That's awesome. Like, one of like that packaging tape. He's like, this is what you grabbed? It was so ridiculous.
Well, it's like, it reminds me of like Honey Boo Boo when they were trying to get Honey Boo Boo's present.
Exactly, sitting on
they were taking like, what the hell did they get? Like cans of food or some shit.
Yeah,
like off their own shelves, out of their own supply closet.
Like, yeah, it was so ridiculous. I'm like, all right, well.
At least, I mean, I could.
At least they helped, I guess.
Now, if you gave someone duct tape,
yeah, no,
I
it was
kind of see duct tape.
It was packaging tape. I'm trying to think what else. Like and one was like a thick book. Like, and these kids are like 5. He's like, and a book for you.
Get yourself some book learning.
Yeah, I read good.
I'm sorry, my daughter's trying to sabotage the show right now.
What are you doing?
Rednecks and here you go. 50
so
boxes of Sudafed.
Yeah.
Get yourself.
There you go.
Make yourself some meth.
Start cooking.
Make yourself some.
Could be a little chef. Start cooking some
50 boxes of Sudafed in an easy bake oven.
Yeah, some Drano. It's good. All good.
That's awesome.
Make some more money. Make your own money. A little entrepreneur. Ridiculous.
Redneck. Well,
wow.
Damn.
What do you
I mean, okay, you're talking about the Duck Dynasty. And I should have brought this up when we were talking about porn. I came across
go back to porn.
I came across a new fetish that I
what?
never
There's so many gross fetishes.
Okay, and actually this one started out as, and I was looking up pictures of cartoons. Okay.
What were the cartoons doing?
And
I can only imagine how you came across this.
There is a rather, online community of cartoons with doing pornography, doing, fucked up porno stuff. And it's always fucked up stuff. It's like, it's The Simpsons and it's like Bart fucking Marge and it's always like real weird. Like, I could understand wanting to see like a Simpsons porn, but why Bart fucking Marge? You know, maybe like Apu or you know, saying why
somebody
incest?
not in the family,
yeah, exactly.
and who isn't like 8 years old. Like, isn't Bart supposed to be like 10 or something?
Yeah, Homer fucking Mrs. Crabapple.
Yeah,
something
like that.
I don't.
Flanders.
Exactly. Flanders fucking Marge. I get that. The kid
but
shit
the kid?
is weird. Okay, now here's something that it's like, it's porno, but it's not technically porno, depending on how you,
Is this the fetish?
Yeah, this is wedgie fetish.
That's just straight bullying.
There is.
Like, you get, like, somebody gives you a wedgie
but all these pictures obviously were of female characters from cartoons.
Okay.
And them getting wedgie. By
another cartoon?
By other cartoons. There are a whole bunch of cartoons
like
drawn
butt cheeks
where they're
they're
hung up on a hook. Or they're hooked up to some sort of like rope and lever pulley contraption.
That must be some like S&M shit.
There is, and okay, because I was looking up one thing, and, you know, you look up a character, and then like I see like one sex picture, then I click, and it was, you know, the name of the site, and it's not because it's purposely sexual. It's called Deviant Art. Which is
what is it?
Deviant Art is a very, very famous site for people to post up their artwork.
Oh, okay. And then now they got
really good. But
that's
what happens
cool,
is that people, they put together communities and pages. There is a cartoon wedgie fetish, and I guess because, you know, you see the girl's ass cheeks, and it's kind of
is that
like
the whole thing? I guess
from behind, that little pussy bump or whatever you want to call it.
Camel toe.
Yeah, like and it was. But I mean,
moose knuckles.
Obviously, different artists.
Right.
Hundreds
of
of pictures, different cartoon characters, different artists. Obviously, you could just tell from the style. Some of them were really good. Some of them were kind of crap. Some of them were animated gifs. Like,
yeah.
And you see the hand like pulling the wedgie up.
So ladies, if you're, you know, in the bedroom and suddenly you get a wedgie, don't be alarmed. Okay. Yeah. You're not the first. This is just a new phase going on. Okay. Don't think he's bullying you.
I never knew
a wedgie could be so sexy.
Now, did it look
sexy?
Never knew,
did the wedgie
they were making every picture, well, most of the pictures were erotic in nature. But it's like,
a wedgie.
I never thought of that.
Next is going to be like the Wet Willy sexy.
Shocker.
Or the, what's it called? The, where they put the head in the toilet.
Oh, swirly porn. That's, you know, there is a huge committee out there of like degradation porn, degrading porn.
It's so gross. You love that shit.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hello, listeners. This is Chris from Two Strangers, One Podcast, but I'd like to announce that we are now part of Livin' Lane Podcast Entertainment. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/Livin' Lane Podcast Entertainment. LIVINLAME Podcast Entertainment. Along with Two Strangers, One Podcast, there are a bunch of brand new shows to choose from. There's The Breakdown with Filthy Phil, Shane O'Mac, and Cord bringing you the latest news in the music world. Join Joe and Carrie Fox in the Fox Den for your fix of astrology, numerology, and nature. Get your movie and television news with the Real Chat Podcast. And the big daddy that started it all, Livin' Lane. So check out the Facebook for information on new episodes and updates at www.facebook.com/Livin' Lane Podcast Entertainment. Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we now return to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
And we're back.
What up?
Okay, so, you know, a while back, I forgot to mention this, but we were featured on, the Buffalo Comedy, BuffaloComedy.com,
yeah, I think
believe
that's
it is.
Yeah.
So you reached out You reached out to a person that works on that site?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, a friend of mine that I know went to school in Buffalo. She's like, she knows about me doing a podcast, and then I've been in comedy and all that, an aspiring comic. So she said, check out this, whatever the club is, Buffalo Comedy. Pretty sure that's what it's called. So, cause I think she's been there a few times. So she's like, check it out, see what they got going. So then I went on the website and then I emailed and I was like, hey, we're not too far from Buffalo. We're Rochester-based podcast.
Really, people between Rochester and Buffalo, even though it's
kind of like
an hour
one
drive,
community,
everyone seems driving out to Buffalo is
it's
like
not
nothing.
a big deal, yeah.
It's like,
So I was like, send her an email, check out our podcast, this is who we are, and then she asked they do, like a blog? Is that what it was? Yeah, like a blog. And weekly blog. I'm trying to think what it is.
She sent you the blog, but she sent you the questions. I ended up doing the interview.
Yeah. I was like, I sent her some answers. Like, Chris sent them, and then I sent her mine. I don't think I sent it to you, though. You sent me yours. And then
she posted my answers, though.
She's a bitch.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding.
We love Buffalo Comedy.
Absolutely not.
Jesus.
Yes, so we are grateful
you
for
say
her
I'm going to alienate people.
So we are grateful for her to feature us in her, I'm trying to think, is it weekly, monthly? Like
I
she has
think it's a weekly
blog. She featured us in it.
She talks about Buffalo comedy. So
and if you're in Buffalo region,
Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo area,
go check out their place. It is a hit.
And I guess something you mentioned right before the show, we may be getting some sort of like recording space.
This is true.
So, because right now, the Two Strangers One Podcast studio is my bedroom.
Chris's bedroom. Bow wow.
And so
it would be February, like March.
If we had actual recording space, I mean, not that I would be opposed to having strangers in my house.
Yeah, we could definitely bring people in and
we could have actual,
like an actual.
If we had somebody in here, seriously, I'd be a little embarrassed. I'm like.
So March we might be able to
sit on my daughter's little blue.
Why don't you just sit in that little blue kitty chair?
What's the name of the company? Little Tykes. This little blue little Tykes.
Just sit in that chair and talk to us seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be cool. We could do like interviews and
we can have an actual recording space, which would be
that'd be cool. So it would be like March
awesome.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, we haven't done anything yet. There's also this place here in Rochester called The Space, and
we haven't done
we want our
anything
friends
there yet,
to check it out.
Definitely check it out. They always have shows going on, improv shows.
There's a guy named Law who runs the show.
Law Girello.
I honestly don't have the time to go to the shows because I've worked with Law when I was part of the Village Idiots, and Law is a fucking genius, and he's very funny.
It's quick.
So if you're even if you are in the Syracuse or Buffalo area, come down to Rochester, look them up. They're at The Space, search engine improv. They're so funny. And
they also have others, like he's made it so, he owns The Space. And he's also made it, he was telling me that he wants it, not just be The Space, like just his show. So he brings other people in and they're allowed to use it.
Yeah, he's offered to let us use, I mean, of course, for a nominal fee. But like I was thinking, like, if we ever, so we could have one place to do like a show to record, but like if we ever wanted to do something where we actually invite people. So I was thinking because we should have our own Comic-Con. We have our own, PodCon or
PodCon where you bring a bunch of shows. Yeah, bring a bunch of strangers. You'd have podcasts.
Yeah,
because he was saying.
But I mean everybody. I mean comic book people, podcasting people.
We don't alienate. Everyone's invited.
Everybody. We could have comedians. We could have people from Law's show.
Because he was saying that there's a couple people, I didn't meet them when I met Law. He was talking about how he wants to start a network eventually because Law wants to do a podcast. He had some ideas, but doesn't have the time right now. And there's a couple people that he knows, they have a couple of shows, and he's like, and I just want to help them, get them going, and I'm like, maybe in the future we can. I mean, obviously not right now. We're still trying to get ourselves going. And, so that would be cool to...
But you heard it here first.
Yes.
StrangerCon.
Trademark it.
Trust me, I'm and trust, I already went on Google, cause
cool.
I would think StrangerCon, somebody would take that name, or just StrangeCon.
Nothing.
Nobody has that name so far, so.
That'd be cool, and invite a bunch of people and.
Yeah, I mean, just like, and everything. Comic book stores, and it's like, sort of like the way comic book conventions are, but like,
more variety.
A heck of a lot cheaper than it is to like, go to the what's over here? The Main Street
Armory? Yeah.
Because that's where I went. And, you know, if you want to come and set up a little display or something like that, like maybe.
Where? But where are you thinking?
At the Space.
At the Space?
Little, I mean, teeny tiny.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's real tiny there. Because I was thinking, like, if we. Like the Armory, how much would that be to rent out?
That I don't know.
Because I know a lot. I know a lot of people rent it out. You want to start
money
small?
Was going to go, I'd rather it go to law. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
Because he's in the family.
I know, because that's a small space. But
so you heard it here first.
He might
StrangerCon.
even
Anybody interested? I mean, I can't
That'd
really
be cool
put
to
you
do
up,
it.
but
Yeah.
anyone want to come out to Rochester?
You gotta go and find your own place to stay.
Yeah.
Stay in the car.
It's relatively inexpensive out here. I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot
it's
of
not
hotels
New York
in the
City.
area. But,
and even Law might know places, like, even if you did,
we rent out the space.
The space, even if you did, like, other, I mean, I know he knows other places.
Sleeping bag fee.
I meant places for the show.
Yeah, but,
not places for people to sleep.
Just have this whole hippie community.
Cool, that'd be fun, though. We should do it in, like, the summer.
At the space.
Everybody's sleeping outside.
StrangerCon, you've heard it here first.
StrangerCon.
I'm playing with the idea.
Chris, I'm liking that. I'm going to start thinking of ideas.
StrangerCon. I got to reach out to some people.
I'm writing it down so I can remember to think about it later on what to do.
And I do want to give a shout out to, I don't want to say they're local because they got guys from all around the country, but the Toonami Faithful podcast, they interviewed the guy, George Kirstic, the guy that I interviewed a couple episodes ago, and they interviewed him first. I have to admit, they got the scoop first.
So devastating.
And then, but I made sure none of my questions, I didn't repeat any of their questions.
That's good.
And I gave them a shout out, and I sent them a message on Facebook. I said, look, you know, I got George Kirstic also. I gave you guys a shout. So everything is cool.
Listen to me.
The guy named Paul from the
Toonami
podcast, the Toonami Faithful podcast, is also up here in Rochester. So hey, if he wants to set up because he had a table at the RockCon. So
okay, we got connections.
We're
this
getting,
is it.
You know, I got to see. Honestly, I can't think of any other podcasts in the Rochester area. But I'm pretty sure with Buffalo and Syracuse, I'm pretty sure we could find somebody.
Yeah,
so
that would be cool.
So StrangerCon, you heard it here first.
Honestly, even Canada, like Toronto area, they have no problem driving here.
Oh, okay. I've never been. I want to go to Canada so bad.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, because we only have to be 19 to drink, so as soon as we all turned 19, we were there all the time. That was like that was like the thing to do, I guess. But trust me, Toronto, these people have no problem driving. Like, people work here from...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from Toronto.
So anybody interested?
In Niagara Falls area?
Hit us up. We're on Facebook.com/Two Strangers One Podcast, all spelled out.
If you want to... We don't know when we're going to do StrangerCon. We're
ideas out there.
Pinging and popping right now.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to do. Let's see. What do you got? Anything?
Let me see.
The Hobbit. Well, what do you got?
Well, I just wanted to say, we had a friend of the show had the Kickstarter Awaken Destruction. By the time this episode comes out, it ends today. Now, right? Unfortunately, they didn't make it. I still support the idea. I apologize for not mentioning them on other episodes. Unfortunately, they only got like $400 out of. It was like $300 and something. They were gunning for $80,000. I know that's a lot of money, but when you think of running servers and stuff like that, it was a card game based on every card had an individual serial number, and it would have been an awesome product.
That's an awesome idea. Just no money
I'm hoping
behind it,
that they start up again or something happens because
hopefully they can come across.
I would love to get in on the ground floor
somebody, like out of nowhere, sometimes that luck happens where you come across somebody who can really help you out.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for
it's a great fucking idea. And to the best of my knowledge.
It's a great idea, just gotta get that money behind it. And that takes time.
George Kirstic, the guy I interviewed, he's very big into Dungeons and Dragons. Did you listen to the episode? Do you even listen to our shows?
I do. I haven't recently because I've been working, Christopher!
So when you commute, on your way to work. I
ain't got time for that. I'm busy trying to stay awake. I'm like,
so George
there.
And being friends with him on Facebook, he posts a lot of like D&D stuff, and it gets me
boner.
It gets me back in my when I used to play D&D. Like, I want to play a game.
This feels all tingly.
So we could even invite like the card people and the D&D people.
Can invite them.
StrangerCon.
This is it. It's happening.
And then so I've been reaching out to a lot of people. We've gotten a lot of new likes
Yes.
Because of the George Christic interview.
Thank
also,
you, George.
a big, huge shout out to Chris Pronosky, Jody Schaefer. And we've been getting a lot of new listeners. We got to a new high.
Yes.
Number 18 in comedy.
Huge. Thank you. That's huge. Love you all.
So just a welcome to all the new fans. I'm sorry I forgot to put the graphic warning message on the last episode. I realized I was so quick to upload it. No, when the episode, usually, just talking about putting a baby up inside and stuff like that.
That did happen.
So,
in the picture.
So we got
sorry if you were offended by anything.
So if
it's all in fun.
Anybody listen, because I'm still sending out spam for that George Christic episode. So
we spam.
But we've been getting a lot of positive response.
Thank
you
and
for all the people listening. And I would love to do it again. Trust me, I would love to interview the other guys, Chris Pronosky and Jody Schaefer. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be I'm such a fanboy. I don't want to, I know I'm acting fan. Oh yeah, I'm so up there.
They're gonna have a restraining order next week. They're like, we gotta get one. We're scared.
Yeah, first this guy was sweating Kevin Smith. Now he's sweating these guys.
He's always sweating someone.
I admire you guys' work, and I'm so glad.
I'm here to say he's not going to do anything. Okay, I'll verify.
I got a little baby I got to take care of. So, also, okay. So in the episode, I had asked George if the cartoon was to come back. Yeah. And you remember like how Scooby-Doo had like guest appearances, like there was like Batman and the Harlem Globetrotters and stuff like that. He had said, he gave the political answer and goes, there's so many people I would want on. I can't think. But he did mention William Shatner.
Oh.
So,
of course.
If they get the green light to come back, because basically what they're doing is they're trying to get their rights back from Cartoon Network. I think this is just my opinion. I think they're officially going to start a Kickstarter to make money for it. But I would love, because he mentioned William Shatner. Now I follow William Shatner on Twitter. I will start a campaign to get William Shatner out of the love for the show. I would do everything I can to get William Shatner to do a voice on their show. And
get him to StrangerCon.
I was kind of going to go there in a second. But let me tell you, William Shatner tweets a fucking lot.
He's probably got not much going on.
He's got 50 projects going on.
Probably like busy, but just like the guy behind everything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering, is it really William Shatner, or does he have an assistant?
He must, because he's one of those older guys that probably, I can see him not understanding technology. You know how it's frustrating?
Captain Kirk.
You know how it's frustrating? Like,
holy shit.
Like, my dad knows technology, but then sometimes it's like, let me get in there, you're doing it too slow.
Now,
you get frustrated.
After the other day with the 12-12-12 concert, I can't be mad at anybody for tweeting every 2 fucking seconds.
Chris!
But William Shatner, as much as I love him, tweets
all the time?
Fuck. I mean, I go on my page and it's like, William Shatner, William Shatner, William Shatner, William Shatner.
But I feel like, I guess, would an assistant do that? Because Britney Spears clearly has somebody tweeting for her, and that's just every now and then.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, because he's talking about all his projects. He's got like 50 projects going on. So probably is an assistant. But it's weird because someone you love and admire, and then they kind of irritate you. You're like, Bill, William Shatner, come on, man. Jesus, you tweet so fucking much.
You know who else tweets a lot? And it's her. Cher.
Cher? You follow Cher.
Because they always talk about her on, oh my god, like Bravo, like Andy Cohen, you wouldn't really know. Because are you into the Bravo shows?
No, I'm not.
They do like Watch What Happens Live, and they're like, they used to always say like, oh, Cher tweets a lot. So I'm like, let me follow her. She's always tweeting something about political and something so crazy, but she goes on and on and on. And people just comment and comment. She's a tweeter as well.
She's a tweeter, hey.
I know, if you do what you gotta do. But she's another one where it's like, she'll go for, and then I'll go for like days where you don't hear from her, and then suddenly it's like, she got her computer up and running, because it's like boom, 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 boom. Like when she tweets, and then goes a couple days. All right. And then we're bombarded by Cher.
We gotta get Cher and William Shatner at StrangerCon.
Billy Shatner.
It's like
those would be two ultimate strangers.
Someone you love.
Yeah, we got Cher coming.
What is Cher doing over here?
Do you believe in love? Beautiful. Cher would be like, what the fuck am I doing here? What is this? And she tweeted.
Wedgie fetish!
Yeah, there you go. Give herself
She
a
already
wedgie.
did a wedgie, and then that turn back time video.
Yeah.
She had a leather wedgie.
Like her son was like the guitarist.
Oh, that's
like
right.
the little
yeah.
kid, and they're like, "That's
and
weird
she
that
likes
she's wearing it."
Cher likes younger men, so
Does she? Who does she date?
she's like notoriously always dating
Oh, I just never know
younger
who she
guys.
dated.
Yeah.
I just knew about Sonny. That's it.
Well, no, wow, Jesus.
Who does she date? I don't know. I don't really stay up
every
with Cher.
relationship that she's in, that's kind of like a joke. She's always with guys in their mid to late 20s.
Hey, if you got
So hey, and Cher's attractive. I think for a woman,
with all that
for
surgery,
a cougar,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I would totally tap Cher. She seems fit.
I would totally tap.
I would totally tap it.
Who
There's
else?
some older women that like are still like just the other day. Sigourney Weaver. She is.
Ew, she grosses me out. And her name's Sigourney.
Sigourney.
I don't know what it is about her.
I guess I'll fuck everybody. But
Probably because you like her because she's in like the nerd world.
she's in Ghostbusters.
Any girl in the nerd
Alien,
world.
Well, all the Alien movies.
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest.
She's like that nerd hottie.
She was in Paul recently. That one that Seth Rogen played the alien. Does the voice of the alien. Sigourney Weaver would still get it. If to use the street vernacular, she'd get it. I don't know.
You never hear anything about like
Sigourney Weaver, Cher. Well, she's probably
at StrangerCon we got
Sigourney Weaver, Cher, William Shatner.
Then we'll get like somebody.
That's actually like
that would be
for a Comic-Con, Sigourney Weaver and William Shatner. That would be like
huge,
awesome.
That's like nerd heaven.
And I tweeted. Just real quick. J.J. Abrams just joined Twitter.
Oh,
I joined him last night.
Blow that shit up.
I joined him last night.
Just joined? Was
because Greg Grunberg.
Okay,
Greg Grunberg was the officer on Heroes, and my nerd cred's gonna go out the window. I forgot the name of his character, but he was on Heroes. He was on the pilot of Lost.
I was gonna say he's a J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he's in like all of J.J. Abrams' projects. Yeah. Even in Star Trek, he was the voice of the stepfather of James T. Kirk.
Okay.
Did you ever see Star Trek, the new one?
No. I caught like the middle to end of it because I remember you saying like the first scene.
The first 5
minutes.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh, it's on, and then I caught like the middle to end, and it was actually pretty good, but I didn't get.
See, it's like the Avengers. They took a nerdy thing and made it cool. Made it sexy because everyone in that movie is sexy. I'm a straight man. I'd fuck Chris Pine. I'd fuck Zachary Quinto. You know. But of course, definitely Zoe Saldana. Oh. She is nice.
Oh, Zoe.
And then, she's
like the new nerd, I feel.
Well, she's done a lot of...
the new nerd hottie. Like the new girl nerd.
Yeah, Avatar,
like Sigourney Weaver,
Star Trek.
The current.
And Columbiana. What a fucking... that's a nice... and it's an action-packed movie. But, and the joke in Star Trek is that Captain Kirk fucks everybody. He fucks all the green bitches and...
Yeah, I know that joke.
Because there was an implied... there was an implied...
bitches.
in the Star Trek series, the original series, that he had sex with this green girl. It was a girl all green. So what they did is in the Star Trek new movie, they got this girl, smoking hot girl, all green. And then, like, Kirk is hiding from some... like... her roommate comes in, who is coincidentally Zoe Saldana, and like Captain Kirk, Chris Pine hides under the bed and stuff like that. So they took the nerdy thing of Captain Kirk fucking green bitches and they put it in the movie. And I'm sorry, I don't mean bitches, but you know what I mean.
Green bitches.
Then the cool thing is there's a part later on. There's another running joke there's a running joke from the original series that whenever they go down to the planet, it's always like the stars of the show and another guy who wears whoever is like just regular basic crew, they wear red shirts. And this is the original series. So whenever they go down to a planet and it's Kirk, Spock, Sulu, and then red Ensign Smith in a red shirt. Ensign Smith always gets killed. Whoever's in the red shirt
is done.
And the joke
is the black guy in all
the black guy in every horror movie. So the joke and of course all nerds know this, that the red shirt always dies.
Thank you for ruining it because I was going to catch up.
In the newer Star Trek, these guys, they're all wearing like spacesuits, but one guy has like blue highlights on the suit, one guy has yellow highlights, the other guy has red highlights. Guess who dies? The guy with the red highlights on his... So he's not wearing a red shirt, but he has like highlights. Red on his spacesuit. So I thought that was pretty awesome. So J.J. Abrams
It's on
You
Twitter.
would like Star Trek. If I didn't already sell my copy.
I liked what I saw, like, but I didn't get, like, the full
like
story.
I said, the first 5 minutes.
Then I was hoping it would be on again, it was on FX, they kind of
FX
back to back, and it didn't. I was like, out of all the time, I wanted to do.
When you get a chance, watch it. You would like it, because it's like the Avengers way.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, but I didn't get, like, the full story. And
they made it very sexy. And
that's what I'm talking about.
No, Kyle Urban? The guy who just played Judge Dredd. Kyle Urban? Simon. Everybody in the movie is great. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like, when I first heard of Chris Pine, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, he's a
After
kid.
seeing it,
I thought he was cool, and from what I saw.
He did it justice. Because he did Captain Kirk without doing, without doing a stereotype of Captain Kirk.
His own version.
Because the deal about Captain Kirk is he was a balls out guy. Like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. I'm a fucking cowboy. And so Chris Pine caught it. And now, like, since he finally came into my world, if you want to call it that, now I'm seeing Chris Pine in everything.
Chris has a Chris Pine poster over his bed.
Well, I do. I put up some posters in my room.
Not
I put up when we went to go to the Secret Stash. I do have my Comic Book Men poster signed by Walter Flanagan, Michael Zepsic, and Ming Chen. And I found my old Marvel poster. And it's kind of a famous one. All the nerds would probably know about it. It's a big one. It pretty much has, like,
every character known to Marvel.
Like, probably 200-300 characters on it. And it says Marvel in big letters on the bottom. I found it because I've had that poster with me for a long time. And you can even see it's, like, all folded and water damaged. But I still put it in a frame. And then I have, like, this little teeny tiny cutout for the DC comic book characters that I put in the corner. Because I can't find a decent poster with
all of them,
with like
the Marvel?
something like that with the DC character. I've seen stuff online, but I'm too cheap, so I just printed that one up on my printer. But if I saw it in the store, I would buy it. But I can't. I haven't found one with all DC characters. So DC would come and represent. So I put the poster right over my daughter's crib.
Chris is trying to subliminally,
and my daughter now knows Batman.
Yeah.
So I play Batman online.
Chris. You're trying to morph her into something she's not.
I got her a little Batman toy, which is around here somewhere.
Morphing her into something she's not.
I'm making my daughter into a nerd.
I got sad news, Chris.
Oh, okay. Sad news.
I got sad news. I just read.
Okay, breaking news.
Breaking news. Channing Tatum and his wife, Jenna, pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Sad news for all the girls like me.
A little Tatum Tot.
A little Tatum Tot coming up. Tatum Tots. If that's a boy, that is gonna... Either way, that baby's gonna be gorgeous. They're a gorgeous couple.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes there's that iffy... I hope that baby comes out dancing, because she's a dancer. Mm-hmm. That baby's gonna be, like, spinning on its head.
Have you bought the DVD yet?
I have not.
You're not? Okay.
Maybe that's a Christmas gift.
I was just about to say, don't buy it. Don't buy the DVD.
There's a little baby coming.
A little Tatum Tot.
Tatum Tot. I like that.
I think I just coined that right now.
Trademark, little Tatum Tot.
You heard it here first.
We're
recording this on Monday.
Tatum Tots on the way.
Tatum.
The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. You keep bringing up The Hobbit. I want to go see it so bad.
Largest ever domestically in December box office debut. That's huge.
Bigger than all 3 openings of all the Lord of the Ring movies, from what I read.
I guess it's the largest ever.
And what I like, what they're going with this, for all you fans out there, or the people who saw the original trilogy and they didn't rub them the right way, or if you have kids, this is more of a family-friendly movie. As the book was. The book was a lot more... it was kind of like telling like a kiddie story. Okay. Now, there's people going online talking about it, and I really don't find the problem here. Okay, J.R.R. Tolkien wrote The Hobbit, then he wrote Lord of the Rings, then he went back and wrote The Hobbit, kind of like a prequel. And then after all the success of Lord of the Rings, he went back and rewrote The Hobbit. Okay. And I'm kind of on purpose made it a little more family friendly.
Okay.
And all these people now, magically, over something that happened 40, 50, 60 years ago. I forgot when, these books were written like in the 60s. They say, it was a rewrite, and like the real nerds are like, oh, I've read the original version before he altered it, and it's like, just enjoy it for what it is, I'll be honest.
Nobody's
with you,
ever
I try to read the
satisfied.
books, and I get a little
Bored?
because it's a lot of information for nothing happening.
Yeah, for nothing really going on.
You know, I mean,
Did you hear reviews on the movie? I just know that it did well. I don't know.
All I honestly know is what my friends who saw it said about it, and they said it was good, it was interesting, it was entertaining. But from what I understand, this is a bit more of a family-friendly movie. It's not about, if you took your, 8-year-old, not even younger, you took your 5-year-old to go see Lord of the Rings, you're seeing like orcs and battle.
Right,
and
there's
a lot of violence.
On, yeah.
This is a lot more family-friendly, a lot more whimsical. You got all these trolls.
Magical.
Trolls,
More create,
they're goofy.
It's not, you're not there for
like,
the action.
Yeah, it's there's action, but it's not all these serious characters about war.
Yeah.
It's all these goofy trolls, and trolls, like to eat and fight. That's about like,
what else can they do,
I mean, but when they fight, when you see a little person fight, I mean,
you can't take it serious. You can't.
Why do you think, like the midget wrestling and stuff like that, like,
Is a hit.
that's what it's kind of like, The dwarves are very, they're funny. And the joke is, did you ever see any of the Lord of the Rings movies?
I saw the first one years ago.
Oh, okay.
Sorry I didn't keep up. But I've heard they're awesome.
It's hard to tell the dwarf women apart from the dwarf men.
That's just wrong.
And so, like I said, it's a lot more whimsical, it's a lot more family friendly. Not that the first ones weren't, but I mean, you can't take a young child to see orc monsters and people getting hit with fucking arrows and shit getting chopped off. That was a little intense.
Shit getting chopped off.
Yeah, people's arms get chopped off, heads get chopped, fingers get chopped off.
Yeah. It's more just violent.
The Hobbit is a lot more family friendly.
It's good. I'm glad it did well. I saw the previews when I went to the movies a while ago, and I was like, it actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward to seeing it. I'm not exactly running out to the movie theater only because that's just my style. But
maybe we can get little people dressed up as
for Stranger Con.
Yeah, for Stranger Con, and just run around.
Yeah, I would.
I'm thinking we can make that happen. Stranger Con is becoming now like a little person fest with William Shatner, Cher, Sigourney Weaver,
and the cast of The Hobbit.
And you heard it first.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Here we go. A couple people engaged. Not really huge people that we would be.
Breaking news.
Kelly Clarkson. And her man, I don't know who he is, Brandon Blackstock. So she got engaged, as well as Mr. Blackstock, as well as Deadmau5 and Kat Von D. They got engaged.
Together?
Yeah? What do you mean together? All of them were together?
No, but I'm saying, you're announcing engagements. Kat Von D got engaged to Deadmau5?
Deadmau5, yes.
Wow.
Deadmau5. They've been dating not really that long, I don't think.
There's something wrong with that girl.
I think a couple of months they've been dating.
And
I thought they broke up a month ago, but yeah, she has. She got that, who was she dating? What's his name? With Sandra Bullock.
Dave Navarro? No.
That guy. The one that cheated on...
Jesse James?
Yeah. She got she's got known for tattoos. Mm-hmm. She got a tattoo, it's huge. I believe it was on her arm. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was on her side, I don't recall. But it's of his face when he was a kid. It's a kid portrait of Jesse James, and now she's getting it removed. But it's why would you...
All the shit that's on her, and she's gonna get that removed.
You're gonna get that, and it's him with his blonde hair. As a kid, it's a kid photo. I couldn't tell that's Jesse James.
That's creepy.
Why did you get that?
I mean, she's sexy, but I love women with ink. Since who the fuck am I to judge? I'm covered.
Yeah, no, I think she's very pretty. I think she's just a little.
That bitch got issues.
There's got to be something going on. She's got a successful business, but. There's got to be some.
You know what it is, and you always go online, and there's plenty of well done, tasteful pictures of women with tattoos all over their body, very sexy. But when you get to really know them, they're all fucking psycho.
Absolutely.
I love crazy women. And
that's Chris's thing.
Women with a lot of ink are not mentally stable. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess the same could be said about men with a lot of ink.
About you, Chris. That's why he's on his medicine.
I took meds 45 minutes ago.
Now we talked about, so those are the new engagements. It's D-list
Deadmau5 and Kat Von D. That's an interesting.
No, they've been dating.
Next year, Stranger Con.
Yeah, next year, Stranger Con.
Music by Deadmau5.
I'd love it. My dream of becoming a DJ. I'd learn all my skills from him.
Deadmau5 giving DJ classes.
Yeah, I'm
come sign up for your workshop.
Yeah, exactly. Hello! Now, I think it was last time we talked about. I don't think I had his name though. Rapper AP.9. I'm not sure how you would really say it, but it's AP.9. He's the one that took the photos with Coco.
Oh, okay.
Now he's insinuating, I don't know, this could just be him wanting the attention, because Coco said it was just the photos, and, I'm sorry, that was in bad taste. Now he's insinuating that he's banging Coco as well.
Oh, boy.
So
you better chill the fuck out.
I was going to say, Ice-T has been around. He's got connections.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut your mouth. I don't know you, rapper AP.9.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Trying to make a fucking name for himself.
Yeah, but now that's what he's
Ice-T's
insinuating.
been behind. I liked Ice-T when he was a rapper.
I like them as a couple.
New Jack City. I loved his band Body Count. I remember, like I said, and I mentioned the other episode, back when he was rapping with the Syndicate. I've liked Ice-T's work. I kind of not met him, but I've seen him in real life.
From a distance, and I like them as a couple, so Mr. Rapper AP9, shut it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his, I wonder, like next week, suddenly he has all these bruises, and it's like, what happened? Nothing happened.
Shot. Let's get real here.
Yeah.
My man's
better watch it.
With a bullet in his calf.
That's just a fair warning. I mean, not from us. That's just...
You mean walking with a limp.
You should know by now.
They hit with a few shots, now I walk with a limp. You can find me in the club. Oh, boy. Okay, so we're at well past the hour mark.
Hit it, Chris. Plug it.
So we'd like you to visit twostrangersonePodcast.com, where you can find links for everything. First and foremost is the link to my eBay page, where I'm selling comic books, heavy metal, memorabilia, video games, tools, breast pumps, robot kits. And I'm not even joking about that last stuff, even though that stuff's already sold. As my daughter tries to climb the bed. So visit my eBay page. If there's nothing on it right now, because it goes in cycles. Oh boy, I'm sorry. Raven,
fine.
my daughter just...
trying
to climb up, just ripped the headphones right off of Kristen's head. So basically I'm selling all types of odds and ends. All the money goes to support the show. I've been promoting a couple of our episodes online on top of my regular spam, if that's how you found this episode.
Thank you.
But if you enjoy this show, I've been selling stuff I got DVDs at 99 cents, so you can come check it out if you like. Even if you don't like it, buy it. Give it to a nerdy friend of yours. It is the holiday season. Why are you selling me this? Why you give me this used open DVD? Hey, fuck it. It's free, right? It's a gift, right? Okay, so once again, check out our eBay page. You can find a link on twostrangersonepodcast.com. For all our new likes, and obviously all our new listeners, for the people that I've been getting the feedback from, thank you very much.
Thank you. We love
appreciative. And all the new people were actually getting shares and likes on our page.
We love it, and we love you.
More people can do that. Like us and share us. It takes 2 seconds to let your friends know what's going on over here. And trust me, I got a couple other things in the work. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of talking about StrangerCon, and I'm kind of serious about that. But, I have other things in the wings that I don't want to jinx. I could goof around talking about StrangerCon, but I got other things in the works. So we got more great stuff coming up for you guys.
Can't get rid of us.
So just keep on listening, keep on coming back. Visit our page at twostrangersonepodcast.com or facebook.com/twostrangersonepodcast, all spelled out in letters. Like us, hover over the like button and click show and news feed so you can get all our updates. The more activity there is on the page, the more people actually see the posts. So, that is a dresser drawer, baby. And, like us and share us. If you like this episode, is any particular episode you like? If you like the one we did with George Christic, you can share that one. If you like the episode we did with Mike and Ming of AMC's Comic Book Men and of Smodcast.com, you can share that episode or any other of the funny, hilarious episodes that we have online. If you have a cheapy MP3 player, you can download our episodes right off our page, twostrangersonepodcast.com. Or if you have an iPod, iPhone, iPad Mini, any of those wonderful iDevices, you can go to iTunes and download them. Just go to the iTunes store. Go into the upper right corner where it says podcast. And Raven just hit Kristen with a hat. You're misbehaving, baby. Did she just tell me to shut up?
Probably.
No, Daddy talks. That's how we make money, baby. Daddy talks. So even if you have a cheapy MP3 player, you could download the episodes, put them on your smartphone, put them on your little $10 MP3 player, download them to your iPod, iPhone, iPad. If you have an Android device, and this is how I listen to most of my podcasts, Stitcher, the STITCHER, Stitcher app. Every podcast worth listening to is on Stitcher. Mark Maron's podcast, Adam Carolla's podcast, and my two particular favorites, Smodcast from the mind of Kevin Smith, and The Nerdist with Chris from the mind of Chris Hardwick, and of course our brothers on the West Coast, Livin' Lane. And you can listen to their podcast, LIVIN apostrophe LAME, or just LIVINLAME. All the other shows on the podcast, Livin' Lane Podcast Network, Real Chat, Fox Den, The Breakdown. You can check them all out. Once again, all those are available on Stitcher.
I think that's it.
That's it. We certainly hope you enjoyed listening to this episode and had as much fun as we did recording it. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya. Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double
it?
Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled COLON.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to the show. I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could saw them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.